Okay, so today I just have to do bench and accessories. The goal is to do 6x3 on 180 or 182 and a half. I'm using the Hanzu today instead of the ATX rack, which is less specific for competition, very likely. But I made that decision based on the comfortability of the motions of benching on a Hanzu, that I know I can go slightly heavier and do more comfortably, do more reps, or the reps on the Hanzu rack. And so my thinking is, well, like if I've looked at my training history in the past, I've had very good performances on less nice benches while doing many of my sessions, if not most of my sessions, on the Hanzu, where I think the biggest thing in that is that because you're loading the increased load and the increased comfortability with load, that you're just getting better training in with weight in total. And so I've made that decision that on every session other than my singles, I think I'm going to use the Hanzu if I'm here at this gym, or if I'm in Supreme Strength. Well, there's only Hanzus at Supreme Strength, but yeah. And so the goal is to just be able to lift slightly heavier than I would be on a different bench, which should help improve bench performance. I've been trying to evaluate the various different things that might have caused other preps or other sort of periods in my bench training to feel better, and that's actually one of them that I concluded is very likely that I was doing much better, say, benching at home or benching on Lyco benches or so, based on just the fact that I was loading much more comfortably, loading heavier based on training mostly, or for a lot of my sessions on the Hanzus, which just, it adds like a few kilos, but those few kilos are, or it makes just a few, like your reps feel slightly nicer, but those few kilos and just those some slightly nicer reps make a huge difference in the long run. So that's the reason I made the decision to sometimes train on the Hanzu, moving into your Worlds. We'll see how this session goes. I'll make the decision to go 180 or 182 and a half after my 160 last warm up. Okay, peace.
Waar heb je dat gedaan?
Die nieuwe, die 8%. Ja,
Ik denk dat je dat brekenlijst moet trekken. Moet je hier naar een ander?
Schot hebben we veel verschillen. Ja. Als deze er nog uit. Ja. Ik kan meer altijd zonder dat ding net. Nee, helemaal hetzelfde.
Bench is done, went pretty okay. Some sets were harder than others. Execution wasn't the best. It probably would have gone better today if I had done the 180. But the fact of the matter is now I had 182 and a half in my hands for a bunch of sets and reps. And that makes me feel proud, or not proud, but why did I say proud? It makes me feel good. I haven't had this weight in my hands in quite some time, or consistently in quite some time. So it feels good that I'm still able to execute. I know my top end strength, my strength in general is improving. I just need to be patient. And days like this will help get me there. This puts me in a good place to do something somewhat interesting on this Friday session, where I've planned to try to triple 290 on squats, triple 315 on deadlifts, which neither are PRs, but both would be PRs in the last like bunch of months, like preparation PRs. Well, I did a really hard like 325 triple on deadlifts in prep for ACOB, but that was too hard, like almost to count it. So yeah, decently happy with the session that I was able to get it done. I think at the first, my warm-ups in my first set, I had the rack height one higher than now. And I think if I had started with the rack height where I needed to be on 9, I'll try to make a mental note of that or write it down actually. But if I had started on the correct rack height, the whole session would have gone a bit smoother and better execution. But in the end of the day, I had a bunch of sets, and as I said, a bunch of reps with the 182.5 range, which is a good place to be if you're trying to bench like 200, 202.5, 205. Yep, okay. I'm going to do accessories and go home, but this will be the end of the video. Peace.